God damn. All right, I ain't gonna lie. This is like my fourth time trying to do this, and I'm kind of getting frustrated. But fourth time's the charm. So this is the first episode of the Marvel What If series on Disney Plus. Before we get into it, I'm gonna break it down just a little bit. Like I said, I shouldn't have to, because if you don't know, go take some initiative, goddamn, and go Google it. I mean, you're lazy. But on a serious note, this is an extension of the movies and shows that fall within the confines of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So these stories aren't exactly derived from comic books. By transitive property, yes, but this is kind of like third hand. It's like a hand-me-down that's been handed down through generations, right? Because these characters most of them are taken from Marvel Comics, but the MCU is a universe in itself. So the same characters, but their origins might be different. They pull from here, they pull from here, they pull from here, and they make it work to create their own universe. For example, in the comics, specifically, I think this is 616, Anthony Stark, Tony Stark, is not the biological child of Maria and Howard, but in the MCU he is. He doesn't have a brother. He doesn't have none of that. The God's killer story, which I believe it is, that's not a thing. It never will be a thing. Hopefully you understood what I'm saying. But this is the first episode, and this what if Peggy got the super soldier serum instead of Steve Rogers? It's that simple. It's that simple. So if you think of, I'm pretty sure it was 2010 or 2011, Captain America, the First Avenger, is that movie, but what if instead of him getting it, she got it? It's that simple. And the fact that it's that simplistic, I feel like they dropped the ball. That's one of the many problems that I have with this. They could have done so many different things, a lot of things that I probably couldn't think of myself, but that's what I expected them to do. But we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna try and make this quick, and I got a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna try to keep it to 5 issues that I have with it. All right, so we're gonna count them off. Just to hold me accountable, we're gonna count them off. Number 1, this is not a new story. There's only one drastic change. Let me take that back. There's only one drastic change that makes sense and it makes the story better, or could have made the story better. Fuck it, let me not even say that. I don't even want to say better. It could have just introduced a lot of new things. My issue isn't that they stole everything from Captain America, the First Avenger. It's the fact that they didn't steal the good parts. And I understand they didn't have the movie length time, right? This is a show. I'm pretty sure it's probably around 25 minutes. So you can't steal things from the movie and cram it and condense it into that tight of a window. I get that. But let me get back on track. What I'm saying is, besides her getting the serum, there's nothing better that happens. They don't enhance anything. They do nothing with it. Howard Stark pretty much is a waste of a character. But the biggest issue is that Steve Rogers is a waste of a character. He has nothing to do. They took everything from him that will make him special in the confines of a movie or even a comic book. They stripped him of that. But we can't just toss him out. So they force him on us. They force feed him to us, and they try to give him something to do, but he's no help, honestly. He's no help. To force him on us, I really think that they made Howard do something that's uncharacteristic of him. He's an inventor. And at one point he did get his hands on the Tesseract, but the only thing that he did with it was use it to power an Iron Man suit. Wrong. I feel like it's wrong because that's the only thing he did with it. Instead of using it and applying it to different things, it's what we as humans do because we don't know nothing about it. In ignorance, we use it as an energy source. So we use it to our advantage. That's what we could have done with it. That's what he could have done with it. He could have used it to power this, and that. He could have harnessed the energy. All right, some of this is going to run this, some of this is going to run that, some of this is going to be used for this, some of this is going to be used for that. Instead, he didn't do that. He only did one thing with it, and it also allowed it to get back behind enemy lines into the ops hands because of that. To keep going with the story, Red Skull is forced upon us. He's pretty much doing the same thing, the Nazism or the Hydra, Hail Hydra, whatever it is that he's doing, but he ain't on shit. Honestly, he ain't on nothing. He not no threat to nobody, and he got ate by a fucking squid or some shit or whatever. Nothing but a bitch. Honestly, I don't have nothing. I'm getting mad now. But number 2, the animation style, right? This makes me think that all the brain power in the writing room and the animation, everything that went into it, all the brain power went towards action, went towards fighting, and that's where the animation was to his benefit. It's fluid, it's nice. It's clean, it's very clean, and they did a great job of adding the sound effects with it to make sure that you could feel the impact of when she hit somebody with the shield, when she landed somewhere or she ran somebody over. They did a great job with that, and luckily for us, most of the show is action. That's what they focused on. But when they're trying to have dialogue, which is which I said there's not a lot of it. When they try to have dialogue, is I don't know what else to say. It lacks like a motherfucker. I don't know what else to say. That they try to have inflections in their voice. They try to show emotion and everything, and it doesn't. You can hear it, but you can't see it. The characters don't reflect that. What you're visually looking at, it doesn't reflect that, and it does a disservice to the actors. That's how I feel.
This is our only chance. Now!
Somebody trying to raise their voice looks the same as somebody talking to somebody that's right in front of them. You know what I mean? That it doesn't reflect each other. And I couldn't pinpoint what the issue was, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think it's just too smooth to allow it. It doesn't promote the emotions that they're trying to evoke. So the animation is cool. It's just it has a deleterious effect on the voice actors and how they're trying to come across. And that brings me to my other point. Number 3. Honestly, man, fuck this comic shit. This ain't even no video. This ain't a review. This pretty much a rant at this point. And I don't even do diatribes. But nah, they earned this one. And that's pretty much the only thing they earned. Because in this show, nothing is earned. She doesn't earn the shield. She doesn't earn the serum. They move so fast, they don't have any time to flesh anything out. I guess they assume we've seen the movies, which we should have, and we already know how it goes, but still, that doesn't mean that you can cut corners and bypass everything, pretty much. Everything that's important is like, how did we get here? We don't know. Oh, their relationship moving real fast. What made them connect on any level? We don't really get to see any of that. The relationship between Stick Steve and Pudgy Peggy, speaking of that, oh, hold on. Speaking of that, she took the serum and got big as fuck. She was huge.
Did it work?
And then some. You won't be needing those hills anymore.
She was huge. They didn't have to do that. We would have understood, but that's the only thing that made me laugh in this show. But like I said, I think the relationship and the love interest that they're supposed to develop is rushed, and it's because, like I said, they assume that we've seen the movie, we know how it goes. But it's just like they skipping over everything. Nah, dog, that ain't it. I wasn't feeling it. Another thing, I'm pretty sure Peggy was already formidable, hand-to-hand combat. I'm pretty sure she was a marksman and everything like that. But she get the serum and just immediately she hop into action. No growing pains, no training montage. She doesn't find the shield. She doesn't like the shield. Howard Stark really just throw it at her. Honestly, he just, here's the suit and well, bam, here's the shield. She pick it up. She get to throwing it around. It's coming back. She doing everything better than Captain America do. Mind you, that motherfucker, I mean, he came out the ice and everything. So let's just say he had it for about a little bit over a decade, which I don't know if that lines up. I don't think about it. It probably does. But she doing stuff that he ain't never even thought of doing. And she's only had it for a week, maybe. One thing is the action is great. The action is great. Is she uses it to great effect. I understand it's a cartoon, but still they did they Dougie with that. That's pretty much it. She hurting people too. Oh my God, she is hurting people. I love to see it. I like that, but I don't got time for this, honestly. And even if it wasn't, I wouldn't have gave up on it. But the fact that it's an anthology series, if you don't know what that is, that just means it's going to follow different characters and different storylines as it progresses. But for the simple fact of that, I'm still excited. This does not turn me off, and it didn't turn me away. I was just disappointed. I think one of them should be what if Black Panther was taken by the Ravagers instead of Peter Quill. So Star-Lord, he is the Star-Lord. Obviously, they can't tread the same beats and the same path as a Black Panther movie, right? Because that's what they did here. They pretty much treaded the same path as the first Captain America movie, and it didn't work for me. Pretty sure they can't do that because they're going to be in space and not on Earth, hopefully. But what they most likely can do is follow a storyline that Guardians of the Galaxy already has done. But at the same time, I hope they don't do that, and I don't think they will, because we didn't get to see Peter Quill growing up in the stories that him and the Ravagers might have gotten into, all their adventures and shit like that. Hopefully we do get to see that one day, but we didn't see that. We only saw him up until the point where he met the rest of the Guardians crew. Hopefully Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa doesn't do that yet, or we don't get to see that. So we just get to see the Ravagers in full action. That's him and Yondu doing their thing. So I apologize. That was everywhere. I've only watched it once. Watching it, didn't take notes or anything like that. I was going in to just enjoy it, honestly. The first time I was like, I'm gonna enjoy it, maybe watch it again next week or something like that and actually do a review on it. But this made me so mad, I was really just hate typing. I was mad. I was hot. We gonna bounce back though. I firmly believe that. But I gotta call this one a failure. We need more. We need more depth. We need more effort. We need more effort. This was shallow. Like everything was quick. So there was no time for a sit down and talk. There was no time for anything. They didn't give you time to breathe. They told you everything that was in their head. They just thought out loud. We didn't get a chance to figure nothing out. We didn't. No. I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like that's, for me at this stage of my life, kids like that, and this is kind of for kids, but this is for kids. But like I was saying, I expected better. I expected more. Hopefully we get more. I'm out of here. I'm done.